We'll see. Oh. Hey, perfect. Awesome. I got a word when I couldn't see what was going on the screen, but now I can. Welcome to Grim After Dark. My name is John, and this is your weekly Warhammer rundown, where we hit the high points of the last week in the community and talk to the best players and content creators from around the world. Now, it's not a run-on sentence, and I am so much happier about that. It's LVO month, and it rolls on with Frontline Gaming's own Kicker. Yes, that is his real name, as he jumps onto our TV screens to give us the lowdown on the big event and what to expect at the LVO's brand new home, the Rio. My co-host today needs some introduction. He's the terror of the mid-tables, and he drops out of RTTs after the third round. It's Danny McDivett. Danny, how are you?
Hey, John. John, I'm here.
You are?
Yeah.
I see you. Perfect.
Good to see you.
Yep, absolutely.
Back after a hiatus.
Yep, absolutely. A very well-deserved winter break. I will say, though, you only did like 20 to 30 hours of driving over a weekend, and that is unacceptable. But that's okay.
I'll work on it for next time.
Danny, we reviewed last week elsewhere the Gene Stealer Cult and the Custodes Codex is coming out, available this Saturday, I believe. Winter's SEO also reviewed the Custodes Codex, but he didn't review the new Gene Stealer Cult book. He kind of put out a little 6-minute video saying that he wasn't going to review it due to the complicated nature of kind of the crossfire rule. Although I'm really pretty happy that he may have finally dispelled the myth that reviewers are not legally allowed to be mean about Games Workshop. There's some people that don't agree that it's that complicated. Danny, what's your take on the Gene Stealer Cult book? You've had it about a week now.
Has it been an entire week? I don't know.
No, it's been like 4 days. Thanks, international shipping.
The Gene Stealer Cult book is here. I mean, I really don't understand like what's complicated about this. Honestly, I think the Custodes, like the katas, are way more complicated than the Gene Stealers. Was he just complaining about Crossfire or like the entire book in its entirety? I don't know. I didn't watch it.
I watched the video.
Why would I want to watch a non-review? Like
the Crossfire rule broke him, I think, more than anything. Yeah.
They previewed that rule like they previewed that rule like 6 months ago. So like I don't know, maybe not 6 months ago, but a long time ago. So like I think people have had plenty of time to like actually look at it. I believe. I don't know. I feel like it's pretty self-explanatory. And
I was going to say, just as a heads up, that Gene Stealer Cult Codex is fully legal for LVO. So I would definitely take another attempt at it and read the Crossfire rule and see what you're getting into. The book is very good. There is a little bit of complexity to it, but nothing terrible, I would say. Unfortunately, we here in the United States are still waiting for Richard Siegler to tell us if it was complicated or not. We're going to cut now live to the Art of War podium to see what he says.
Nope, we're not. No, there we go.
Perfect. All right. Looks like he's still stuck behind the curtain. I mean, I guess we'll find out in a few weeks whether to buy stuff or not.
Yeah, we'll flip back to that later in the episode and see if he decides there's not going to be, or there's going to be like 6 more weeks of GSC winter before we determine that. Yeah,
we'll try to, of course. Siegler, the groundhog of competitive Warhammer.
That's exactly correct. The groundhog robot of Warhammer, as he's well known. And
when he stares at his own shadow, it's 6 more months of AdMac.
Yeah. I was going to say he's uniquely qualified to play GSC if he wants to. I'm sure he's got like some kind of a laser line level that he can fire off of his hand due to his cybernetic nature and kind of draw lines for exposed markers. So we'll see how that works out for him.
Yeah, absolutely. And as we look in here, see if Danny is on the right mic here. We're getting a little bit of echo from him. We're just going to move on a little bit here. Much like Downton Abbey, competitive Warhammer is going to be coming out in seasons now, lasting around 6 months or so, with the first season starting with the upcoming release of Warzone Nashman, which answered my question of what the hell is Nashman data? From the previous secondaries, we saw the Warhammer Invitational, where, of course, we covered Nashman data. Danny, what's your take on seasons competitively, and how do you feel about the once every 6 months release schedule?
Hey, who isn't excited about once every 6 months we get new stuff and kind of a new way to play potentially, as well as some updates? I'm excited about new campaigns every 6 months. I'm pretty sure that's what they did last year too. So we've already been doing it for a year and it's been fine.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, we've gone from a place where People don't want, or they want updated rules, and so we have a quarterly balance data slate. We have once every 6 months the competitive season changing out. Lots of great stuff kind of coming overall, and we know it's going to be coming soon, as we've seen a preview of the new issue of White Dwarf, which is coming with free secondary cards for all of those new secondary objectives coming from Warzone Nashman, the Grand Tournament pack, which unfortunately leaves Tyranid players in shambles as they now have to buy 2 copies in a row of White Dwarf, a thing that hasn't happened in years. Perfect.
That's a shame. That's a big shame.
You love to see it. Danny, I missed you no selling my jokes. It really grounds me. For a week, I felt like I was funny, and I appreciate you being back to
Yeah,
let me
well,
know.
you know, someone's got to take you down a peg. I wouldn't want your head to get too big.
That's
Any big,
fair. That's
well,
fair.
hold on, any bigger than it already is.
There's only room for one giant floating head on this show. That spot is taken. So more leaks are coming though, and finally, after years of being labeled the most unbearable player base who complain at any change or stagnation of their army, a faction that's been left behind by the cooler and deeper Space Marine Codex we've seen now gets 2 wounds for their models. Danny, shield drones from Tau are finally the unstoppable killing machines that Tau have needed them to be for years. What else are you hoping to see from the new Tau release?
I mean, there's going to be a bigger gun than the railgun, so that'll be interesting to see exactly how that plays out. Supposedly, based on GW's articles. I don't know. I'm excited. Looks like there's going to be some fallback and shoot stuff. We'll see. Suits seem pretty interesting. I hope suits are a lot better than they are currently.
Well, it would be hard to make them worse. So, good job.
Fair.
We gotta set that bar real low. A few weeks ago, Danny, we had an episode where we asked Val anything. And one of the stories he told was he pointed the finger at FLGN super producer, an average person, Tricky Dick, for crop dusting him at an event. Those of you unfamiliar with the term, Val was very busy leading the stream of the many streams that he produces. And someone farted right beside him, which left an unbearable smell for what he says was for literal days that he couldn't get rid of it. However, new evidence has emerged that makes Dick's place as the Phantom Duster questionable. Take a look as we attempt to put our very first video in this live broadcast.
Hello, is this thing on? I'm here to defend the good name of Richard, last name redacted. After the most recent episode of Grim After Dark, the High Overlord of the network, Val,
is there any sound?
claimed that Richard may have crop dusted him at a recent U.S. Open event. I am here to tell everyone that Richard is blameless in this scenario. I was the crop duster. I had a very spicy meal with an associate the night before. I was in the stream area, and I just couldn't hold it in. But I can't let Richard go down for my crimes. So I'm here to take the blame, or at least clear Richard's name. Hopefully my face blurring technology has worked to maintain my anonymity, because I am a bit high profile.
Now, how do I turn this thing off?
Man, chilling stuff. So, Danny, what we do know now about the Phantom Duster is nothing other than he wears an FLGN polo shirt.
He appears to have no hair.
Now, well, we don't know that for sure.
Yeah,
we don't know that for sure. It was a very long
blurry.
video. It was a very long video. I kind of zoned out towards the end, but there is an FLGN polo shirt there, so that's an important clue that we'll use for later.
Yeah. You know, the guy wanted to go by by Meth Moister, and I thought that was kind of a weird name. I don't know.
That is very appropriate for his location, but
it is.
Whoever that might be, hopefully we'll find out later on the show who that mysterious gentleman in
What's
an FLGN polo shirt is. Who knows? Let's bring up some other stuff. Before we get to our most esteemed guest, a little thing called COVID is happening now. Don't know if you've heard about that. And be in between being extremely confused at the bizarre videos we send him for approval, Reese wanted us to let you know that masks will be required indoors in Las Vegas, and they will be enforced, no exceptions, of course, apart from when people are eating or drinking. And also for foreign visitors who are coming in for the Las Vegas Open, you can get any mandatory testing that they need done places in Las Vegas, which can be found at www.umcsn.com/travel or many of the local pharmacies. I'm pretty sure on Saturday or Sunday, you can follow Val on a freight train to a pharmacy to get that rapid test there. We can't wait to see everyone there at the Las Vegas Open. It's going to be bigger than ever. The full event will be getting live streamed on the FLGN. Find folks like Adam Camilleri from the Thursday show, Magic Up Matt from Chapter Tactics, Seth and Kicker from Signals from the Frontline, and of course, myself and Danny will all be there and helping to make the best damn Steam you can imagine. This year, we have a bunch of awesome stuff planned, and we can't wait to see you there. Leading us into that, and actually, before Danny introduces our guest, Danny, I believe Tricky Dick has a little surprise for this special month.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, I do want to share before you get started with this, Danny. I love that video so much.
Me too.
Above and beyond anything we would ever dream of asking for. It's bizarre.
The production values of this show have just really gone off the rails.
Through the rails. Now the production values far exceed the actual content, which is what we were going for here. And guys, if you are listening, this is both a video cast on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook. If you're only listening to the audio version of this, please go out of your way to watch the video to see what Frontline Gaming head honcho and Mustache Lothario Reese Robbins reacted to by saying this when Val sent him the video for approval.
Hey, I just want to point this out in the chat. Yeah. Just some fine commenting going on from
go
5357, titling this video "Shrek 5 Shrek Goes West." Just absolutely fantastic.
Oh, but yeah, as we see here, Reese's reaction to that video that Val sent us was LOL WTF. And I want to imagine that no context was provided whatsoever, and the video was just sent and be like, here, we did this. Wonderful. I'm getting confirmation now from our producer that is what happened. Daddy, why don't you go ahead and introduce our guest?
I would be happy to, John. So tonight we are graced by the presence of a man who has the resting heart rate of a cadaver. That's a story that he just told us. The metabolism of a rabid shrew. The right-hand man of my sworn enemy. And he was also Frontline's event manager. Tonight we have Kicker Kolosny. Thanks. Hi, Kicker. Thanks for being on with us tonight.
Thank you. That was a very sweet, generous introduction. A rabbit shrew. Yeah, I'll take it.
Rabbit shrew.
Rabbit shrew.
I didn't know that my beloved Shrek had such a place here on this wonderful show.
Well, legally he's not allowed to. He has sent us numerous cease and desists. We're not allowed to mention him by name. We are only allowed to make thumbnails and videos and high quality production value intros featuring him.
Absolutely.
But yeah. Of course, Kicker, your side gig as well. You do co-host Signals from the Frontline, yes. Kind of the premier, one of the FLGN shows with the longest history there, previewing the events. That wasn't exactly what maybe you signed up for when you joined FLGN or FLG to kind of help grow their events. How did it turn from, hey, would you like to help us run events, to, hey, what are you doing every Wednesday at 5 p.m.?
Yeah, I kind of stumbled into that position because Reese, as you know, Reese is the founder. Reese and Frank are the founders of Frontline Gaming, and they were the original host of Signals. And the show has really morphed over the years. And they kind of said, we don't want to do this anymore. Kicker, we just hired you. Congratulations. It's yours. I'm like, Okay, cool. I didn't know that was part of the job description. I do have a background in another life. I had a radio show because I really wanted to play music, but I have no rhythm whatsoever. But I could push buttons and play music on the radio, so that was
Oh,
as
yeah,
close
sure.
as I could become me. So anyway, I had a radio show in a past life, but yeah, no, they basically said, here, have fun with it, take over signals, and I'm like, I'm not doing this on my own. So I got my buddy, who shall not be named on the show, apparently, slash Shrek, to help me out, and it's been going really well ever since.
Yeah, I kind of went from a show where it was like, this is Signals from the Front Line, episode 742. We're selling some stuff, guys. I'm really tired. It's February. To kind of like the kind of the format that you guys have now.
Yeah. I mean, I am from the privileged position where I get to know a little bit of what's going on in the industry from both, like, the behind the scenes stuff as well as the stuff that we're trying to promote. So I get to know a little bit of everything. And then Seth is an awesome correspondent. He is so addicted to the competitive side, so he balances me out because I suck at the game. Like, I love the game, but I'm just terrible. So I should not be ever giving any sort of commentary on competitive play whatsoever.
Oh man, so Seth is to you as Danny is to me, as
Yeah.
I too am absolutely terrible at the
Okay,
game.
cool. I see like a
Rely on him.
doubles, I see a little like doubles team thing forming here. So I don't know. We should take on the world together. We
Kicker,
can do it.
we'll do a team. We will clock ourselves out in deployment as we try and
Deal.
figure out what the rules are going to be, and then watch someone go wild.
Yeah, all right.
But the reason we're having you on
Yes.
here, it's the Las Vegas Open. It's going to be the biggest event, the crowning championship of the 2021-22 season, and kind of the pinnacle of the year, where we've had this huge expansion from Frontline, going past just the LVO, the BAO, the SoCal, to introducing the Lone Star Open. We had
Atlantic City Open.
Atlantic City, ACO, yeah, thank you.
ACO.
Other opens as well.
All the
New
opens,
Orleans
everything,
Open,
all the opens,
everything's open.
Yeah.
How has this year gone so far from you, from kind of where you envisioned it to where we are now?
Well, dude, it's been insane, right? Like, when I joined Frontline Gaming, there was 3 events a year, right? You had the BAO, SoCal, and LVO, and now we're at like 8 events, and there's a lot of new stuff still planned for 2022. We're adding in the Cherokee Open next month. We're kind of testing to see what works, what doesn't work. Lone Star Open was tremendously successful, so I just signed the contract for 3 years. So Lone Star Open is going to be happening, in the summer for the next foreseeable future, because people liked it so much. So yeah, we're kind of just trying to see what sticks and what doesn't. Las Vegas teams, that was a really successful event, but it was complicated from the business side of things, just because we needed to allocate, fill up a lot of rooms, which we didn't, and it's just not financially feasible unless we can kind of promise so many rooms to the hotel. So for Las Vegas teams turn to open up in the future, keep going, we might have to reassess the venue. But yeah, no, it's all learning experience process, and so far we're having a ton of fun with it. So yeah, it's good. It's good. LVO, by the way, dude, is insanely massive. Like, insanely massive. I know that there's some concern. Have you seen the concerns about people kind of like selling tickets? Have you guys seen that?
No, like,
No?
honestly, like from me, like, having gone to LVO for several years, Danny, you're the same thing,
Yeah,
being
yeah.
in the hobby for several years. It's just a January thing. Like,
It's
real
just-
life
it's what you
happens,
do.
things come up. I'm just glad where you have a community and an ability to be like, hey guys, I can't go. Do you want to get my ticket? You want to buy my ticket? Rather than, I guess you're out of luck. It's January, boy.
Yeah, no, totally. And it's weird because, like, some people are like, oh no, it's not going to happen because Omicron, or like everyone trying to get rid of their tickets. It's funny because that happens at every event, no matter what. There's always a little bit of attrition. In 2020, we had 1,000 tickets, I think, that were sold, and we had about 820 players play. We're now here. We've sold over 1,200 tickets, and I believe that all the registered players are now loaded. So these are the registered players that we've already removed, the people that have transferred or refunded their ticket, and we're already well over 1,000 players right now. So, and that's before people start transferring the tickets to people that got backed out. So we're at over 1,000 players right now in BCP, ready to rock. Which is
I
just
had no
insane.
idea.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
We literally added the people to BCP. We had the BCP staff do this on Sunday. So yeah, it's fresh in the event. Go there, check it out. You can see who's coming. It's pretty exciting.
Yep, I got my beautiful personalized email from Kicker today, inviting me to upload my list. Obviously, he wrote each of the thousands I care.
Every single one, man, handwritten.
But I think it's insane. We're now at a point where we have a tournament where there's like 1,200 tickets sold.
Yeah,
I was going to say stolen. That's a different tournament. But we have 1,200 tickets sold, even with like a 40% dropout rate. That is still like a huge event.
Yeah, it's insane. And like, you guys want to hear a dirty little secret that no one probably knows? You want to get like personal
Hey,
here,
we
right?
do
Dirty.
have on
Okay.
the old, and then Papa Val, we can cut over in the old FLGS
Oh,
style guide here, straight from Papa Reese. If Kicker starts to divulge too many secrets, we have to mute his mic. Um, so just as a heads up there,
and like,
that's
Yeah.
rule
I'm a talking
73.
son of a bitch. So if you need to just mute me, go ahead and do it. Because all right, guys, let's do this. Dirty little secret. We can't actually afford for everyone to show up to LVO. Like, it's bad if that happens. We don't have that many tables. Like, we are banking on the idea that not everyone's going to show up, because like, I just rented the tables. We've rented every single table from every single table rental company in Las Vegas. Like, it's there's nothing left. Like, we just don't have the space. I'm down to putting some game systems, not 40K, on rounds, like the circular tables. Like, that's not an optimal solution, but that's where we're at, because we have really maxed out a lot of space. So if you're playing some of the less popular games, I apologize if you're in a round table, but you're stuck with it. It's better than
Try
being on
having
the
a
floor.
bigger board.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, like, look, it becomes more about equality, right?
Yeah.
When you're playing your opponent on a round table, right? It might be a square board.
We in Texas, we used all the tables at the venue there. So we don't want to we want to rent as few tables as we can. So if we can get some free tables from the venue, hell yes, we are going to take those free tables. So at the convention center in Texas, they had a bunch of these weird oval tables, and I was like, what the hell? Like, who the hell uses these tables? But guess what? They were great for Armada. So Armada, they all played in these weird oval conference table things, and they loved it. I mean, it was totally great for them. But no, we I'm pretty stingy. Let's just be straight up. And so if I can like save money however I can, I will. So I'm always trying to find ways to make sure we don't spend too much money on things like tables if we don't have to. With that said, we just rented like a couple thousand tables just for the 40K champs. So because you have to remember, 40K champs, it's really 2 tables per play surface, right? So that we can have that width that we need. So we have a 6 foot.
You guys heard it here. Kicker, the Delta Airlines of competitive wargaming, making sure to overbook. And if you want to stick it to the man, show up to LVO. Show up in your thousands. And then as you join me on the lower tables, playing Floorhammer on beautiful FLG black totes.
You don't even need a mat. We can just tape them off, right? We can tape off some 44 by 60 tables.
Yeah,
It'll
totally,
be fine.
totally, no problem.
When you complain about your experience, just be better. Yeah, and then you won't have to play on the trash floor tables.
Just to note, and this is an important comment from Frontline Gaming TV. Yeah. To clarify, we still want everyone to show up who wants to show up.
Yes.
Like, that's obviously very important.
Thank you.
So don't not show up out of some kind of sense of honor or like duty or, I don't know, patriotism. I don't know. Whatever. Come if you want to come.
No, Danny, that's a very good point. We want every single player to show up. We do have all the little free swag stuff. We've got that all allocated for each player. So if everyone does show up, we will find tables. Even if that means you're playing in random guest rooms throughout the resort, we will find you a place to play.
I just want to see some really confused couple at the hotel gym trying to figure out what this kill team thing is and why it's on the elliptical machines.
Can I trade my Champions ticket for a high roller package next year? Kind of like in the airlines?
No, right? Yeah, for you, yeah, we'll make that happen.
Okay.
What is crazy is the high roller package that, people have you guys seen what I'm not trying to be too salesy here, but like, I didn't know what actually came in the high roller package. Like, I have no idea. This is just a legacy thing that Reese and Frankie set up for years past. There's so much stuff in it. Like, I'm kind of pissed off.
What kind of stuff is in the high roller package?
Right. Okay, GW decided to provide a very large item that is bigger than the swag bags I had purchased. So now I'm like, what the hell? Like you're gonna have to have the GW product like outside of the swag bag, which just totally ruins the whole idea of the swag bag, because the idea is you put everything in your bag and you walk away. So the high roller package is something I'm probably gonna end up buying for myself in the future, because it's totally worth it. But yeah, I mean, you guys are playing, right? You guys are both coming down to play.
I think this
guy's a high roller
package, right?
Yeah,
Oh, really? Nice.
Yeah.
Well,
nice.
so
yeah.
Do you want to tell them the story about the high roller package, John?
Jeez.
What's my story about the high roller package?
Oh,
Danny?
how you hacked the Las Vegas Open registration and got to register before everyone
yeah.
else?
What the
This
hell?
is
Wait.
something. This is something I shared with Reese when we had him on here a little bit ago. Um, so I in 1 year bought the very first ticket for the Las Vegas Open
Oh, wow.
40K Championship, and I was able to do this by googling Las Vegas Open Frontline Gaming tickets 40K, and this brought me to an unpublished web page with a cart to let me buy all of these things and get it in. I've been assured that these loops have been closed. I have done this for 3 years now, and we'll continue
Wait,
it.
John, I'm going to stop you right now.
Yeah.
Literally today, there is an open loop right now that if you want to go spend your evening looking for something on the website that you should not be able to buy right now, you can go do it, because I know that the page was just live and it's not going to be taken down. I'm sure it's not going to be taken down until it's publicly announced.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So,
Excited. So yeah,
Yeah.
like that's the rabbit hole. So that's how I get my high roller package.
Yeah.
Excited.
nice.
I'm not
John
going to
smells
tell you guys
good
that. I'm not going to tell you guys the month to start looking, because that's the real get right there. But it is possible. It depends on how bad you want it.
Do you guys, because so you guys are veterans, you guys have been going to this a lot. Like, do you have your favorite like LVO hack or something? Do you guys have, like, are you guys big into the pub crawl? No, that's like you have to go to, or are you guys all about
Mhm.
snacks? What's your strategy for LVO? Like, what does your schedule look like?
Well, first of all, I'd just like to point out that sadly, our absolute favorite fried chicken joint that had the best fried chicken of all time sadly closed down over COVID.
Oh no.
So
R.I.P. Blue
that
Ribbon
ritual
Chicken.
will be Blue Ribbon Chicken. Rest in peace. We'll miss you.
Sorry
We
to
will
hear
be
that.
taking our annual trip to Guy Fieri's restaurant,
Yeah, for
Flavor
sure.
Town.
Of course.
Dude,
I mean,
that's literally the first place we go to eat in Vegas. Is we'll go to Flavor Town, buy ourselves a
Yep.
trucker hat, and enjoy some weirdly named food.
yeah, of
Yep.
course.
Some donkey sauce, of course.
Of course.
Donkey sauce?
That's a real thing. Look it up.
That's a
swear to
real
God.
thing. I didn't say it was good things, but it's a real thing. And then of course the pub crawl. I think
Oh.
some of my favorite Vegas memories come from
Oh,
there.
man.
That's kind of where I kind of met a lot of kind of my really good 40K friends
Yeah.
now. Was kind
Well,
of
I got good news for you, John. The pub crawl is confirmed. I spoke with Coop. He's the guy that runs it.
Okay.
It is happening. Yeah, no, I'm allowed to say this, right?
Okay,
No, it
cool,
is happening. The guy that's been running it for years on end, he told me today that he's 100% on board. It's going to be happening Saturday night of the LVO. He's trying to figure out the exact meeting place and the time, but we'll be posting on the community page within the next few days. But yeah, that's a legendary LVO experience is the pub crawl, which you may not even remember, but that's okay.
No, that is. And I will say, if you do plan on playing on Sunday, it's maybe not your best plan, but it is a very, very fun plan. And then Danny, of course, every year we try and do the Long War Devils.
Yep.
And every year we're like, we probably shouldn't have done this, but it's a lot of fun. As we sit and complain about having to play like 9 games of 40K over 3 days, and then interview people who frequently play 9 games of 40K over 3 days. Another huge thing that I kind of get a huge, especially kind of for me being so remote, would be the vendor hall, which for me is one of the huge draws of the Las Vegas Open. Tell us about the vendor hall this year.
All right, cool. Well, I mean, the vendor hall, we're going to have your big names. Of course, GW is going to be there. They're going to have product that you can only get there that I'm not allowed to talk to because I already got reprimanded once for mentioning it casually beforehand. So they'll be there. You're going to have, of course,
GW style guy. That's wholly different.
Army Painter's going to be there. Army Painter's there with most likely their speed paint, which gets also to awkwardness, right? When like, do you place Army Painter because I have to put the layout of where the exhibitors go? Do I place Army Painter right next to GW with their contrast and Army Paint? Like, I don't know. It gets all awkward sometimes trying to play this game of where to put everyone. Pop Goes the Monkey, Monument Hobbies, Misty Mountain Gaming, the guys that make fancy dice. Our Realms, that you guys are friends with the guy that created the game, right?
Michael Tempe?
Yeah. He's gonna have a booth there showing off his game. Actually, they're running a tournament as well, but they'll be there. So in all transparency, it's not the most massive exhibitor hall that we've ever had because there are some exhibitors that are logistically not able to do it coming COVID stuff. But we still have quite a few that are going to make it more than worthwhile taking your time. We're going to open it up at 4 p.m. on Thursday, so you can get your shopping in early. Yeah, all the good stuff. Everyone always thinks it's just like 40K stuff. There's also a bunch of random stuff too. 6-Up Supply, I know that this is a 40K podcast, but 6-Up Supply like makes some sick like Star Wars stuff, usually for the Legion guys, the X-Wing guys.
Cool.
But the guys sent me like, what do you guys make again? Like I have to kind of like screen out exhibitors because we only want like a certain caliber there. And they sent me a flask built into a Jedi lightsaber, and I'm like, yep, you're in 100%. Come on in. So they're
Now,
making all sorts.
If a company called Joy Toy approaches you, that is a legitimate GW thing. No matter how much it sounds like an adult toy company, it is just an adult toy company.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that is awkward.
Give them a booth. For the love of God.
Yeah. Dude, one thing that people always forget about is squad marks. They come every year and they're going to be there, and they're the ones that do the little like rims for the bases and stuff. And at one point we allowed like rubber bands and nonsense. Now you have to have like basically a distinct way to make your different detachments look different. I mean, whatever. That's the way the rules. I don't write the rules. That's Adam and John. That's all those guys.
John actually does all of his rim jobs with squad marks.
I do. I exclusively use squad marks.
Exclusively.
Because, well, Danny, do you remember where I think it was it 2020 or 2019 where they were like, you can't use loom bands anymore, which is when I learned that was the official name for elastic bands. And like if this show was around during the time of the loom band debacle, I would have had months of material from the salt that came off of that. And then they're like, yeah, it looks better if you do this, but I want to use my little rubber band.
Yeah.
What was your memory of loom bands, Danny? Did you use them?
No.
Why?
No. Like, look, all right. If I need to differentiate my squads, like if it's really important and I can't just face my models in different directions, which is my preferred method of like showing which squad is which is the best way. Like, let's be totally fair.
That's so fucking boring. I'm sorry, dude.
It really is. Oh, he dropped his F-bomb.
Sorry, I dropped my
F-bomb. He got his one.
I got one. All
right. That's it. That's what the style guide says. Anyway, if I have to do that, then I'm going to paint a symbol on their bases instead. Because, like, I'll just make them a squad. Like I did that with my orcs. That was fine.
Yeah.
Nobody complained. No. And I will say I got a sweet deal on squad marks, buying 10 packs of each of the rings that time. And I went home and my wife was like, why did you spend $150 on something called a squad mark? I'm like, don't worry about it. And also thanks for not seeing the GW store receipt that I put in there.
I hope that those miniatures were really cool that you got from squad marks. Oh, no, honey. These are just for the base rims. They don't do anything else.
Dude, heaven have mercy if my wife ever finds out how much I spend on freaking tufts, like little grass tufts to put on the miniatures.
Oh.
I mean, yeah.
Glad you said it fun.
Yeah,
as long as no one questions the charges from Sapphire Restaurant, a fine eatery in the state, then that's all that matters.
Fine
there.
eatery.
Fine eatery.
I do think they have a buffet there, John.
I believe it used to be a Costco.
That's a classy place right there.
Something else I super enjoy. A bizarre thing for me was we had a friend who we went with who went to the GW store that's there, like the little booth they have set up.
Yeah.
And they bought something from Forge World from the booth that they had shipped to their home.
Yep.
What?
And I was like, what was the point of doing that? And they're like, well, I wanted to buy this thing. I'm like, yeah, but you could have done that on your phone. And the thing's like, well, I wanted to do the thing. So yeah, he had a Titan sent to his house that he ordered at the thing. Danny.
He's got his hand up.
I did that.
Yeah, you're the friend.
But no, I didn't get a Titan. I got a model that I wouldn't have gotten free shipping on. So like, there was a slight benefit to doing it there if they didn't have it in stock.
I mean, that's fair.
I've been told that they will have at least 2 of every single product between GW and Forge World. Like, it's insane. So if you want to find it, you're going to find it there. Even if one of those massive, giant, overpriced, massive, Titan things. I don't know.
So
yeah,
I have a question for you, Kicker.
Shoot.
Speaking of Games Workshop,
yeah,
one of my favorite things to do at LVO is the kind of seminar that they do every year.
The seminar.
Yeah, like they do a seminar of like they kind of do like preview some new releases and stuff like that. The energy level is extremely high. Like you get very excited for what's coming out in the next year. They kind of do a
I mean,
little.
some would
preview for
say
everyone.
embarrassingly excited. Like,
Yeah,
there,
like
bro.
really, like John was like, dude, I don't want to
Embarrassingly
sit next to you again. If
Yeah,
we're gonna
put that
do
thing
this."
away, man. Yeah. Sorry, I don't know. Are we allowed to go there? All right.
Is that happening again this year?
All right. So let me just make sure I don't screw this one up because I
Oh,
can't.
okay.
Okay. So
Oh,
I've
is
been
there
on the
party
phone.
line?
Yeah, I literally was on the phone all day today and yesterday. Yes, there will be a preview. I cannot give sneak peeks, no matter what I've said previously or whatever. So no, I can't go into the full rundown, but there will be a full product review. You're gonna have all the products right there. There's also gonna be a preview of a Warhammer Plus episode of something that you probably can guess that's been getting hyped recently, but I can't tell you what, or else I will get fired. From the list of things supposedly getting announced, I'm gonna say that this is probably one of the largest previews they've done in a very long time,
Wow.
except for their own GW like preview that they did, but at an event. Like it's massive.
Hey,
It's
Danny, if we want to just sit on uncomfortable silence for 20 seconds, I feel Kicker's just going to keep
No,
on
please don't
talking
do
and
that
shoot
to me.
himself
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the
Let's
foot and
just
stuff.
be
Yeah,
quiet.
no. No. There's gonna be a Q&A session. Yay, right? Woohoo. Mike will be up on the stage and he likes to talk. So there'll be,
No,
there'll be
we're
a Q&A.
rescuing.
Right?
Speaking of
Yeah.
GW involvement, okay, it's been growing year on year in
Yes.
LVO. Whereas this year as well, you guys announced on Signals from the Frontline, the GW terrain is going to be a part of LVO.
Yeah, that's weird, right? So we have this beautiful full color printed ITC terrain that will be definitely at the top tables. You should go check it out because that's one of the few places you get to see it in person. But we just don't have enough terrain. Like at the end of the day, we're working overdrive to print terrain, and we have to call some friends, phone a friend. So there will be GW, the same terrain that they had at the US Open, that will be potentially on tables. It's really going to depend on just on how many tables we need to fill. You know, I mean, if we have a number of players show up that are currently registered, we're definitely going to have some GW tables. We're still trying to determine if we're going to use the player optimized terrain rules or GW's rule set. I know they're going back and forth in the judge chat, so I don't want to say that what rules will be used, but it will not be that many tables. It's not going to be like half the 40K champs are going to be GW tables. It will probably be maybe 10%, if that. And it really, and we might also use some for Age of Sigmar if necessary. But yeah, GW and Frontline Gaming, that will have both sets of terrain there.
Do you have, as this giant kind of event organizer, and this
Yeah.
is like again the biggest 40K tournament like in the world here?
Yeah.
Do you have other game systems who are like, hey guy, we're here too. We would like things,
Yeah,
or are they all usually pretty cool about it?
dude, no, like let's just be honest, guys. Like 40K players are really needy. Like they, and then the TOs, they want the mats, they want the terrain. Star Wars Legion guys, they just show up like, we got this, Kicker. Step aside. We've got our own prize support. We don't need any of your trinkets. We've got our stuff. We've got our lightsaber flask and all that nonsense. And they've got their. Have you seen the Legion terrain? Like they don't want our terrain. They go like, it's so cinematic. It's like right out of the movies,
Really
and they kind of scoff at us like. The Star Wars Legion event sold out in 30 minutes for LVO. Now that's 128 players, so it's still smaller, but it sold out in 30 minutes, and the wait list is in the hundreds.
I will say though, Star Wars fans are used to seeing their dreams crushed by other large companies. So whenever they see that as an option happen, they will jump in and kind of do their own thing to preserve the memory.
Wow.
Well, I am trying to push the Star Wars Legion guys to grow their damn event because it's obviously popular. But they won't. They refuse for us to get in and help make their terrain. They just want to do it themselves. So they'll grow their event slowly but surely, which is fine. But no, there are other events. But come on, like nothing's near the size that 40K is. So 40K, we're over 1,000. It's going to be I think 250, 240 Age of Sigmar players for the Age of Sigmar champs, and then everything else is smaller. There are 200 X-wing players, so that's pretty big.
Wow.
But X-wing players, they play in like a tic-tac box. Like it's this tiny little table. They don't need much space, so they're in a corner on their own. It's fine.
On round tables.
Yeah,
Now we know where the round tables
yes,
are going. Yeah, take
But,
that,
like,
X-wing.
Oh, actually, you know what's really big? I don't know if you guys have played this. Is MCP, Marvel Crisis Protocol?
Oh yeah.
Oh, buddy.
Oh yeah, right. You guys have tried it?
Yeah,
buddy.
no, I'm going to 2 tournaments the next 2 weekends.
Oh no, shit. Wow, cool.
Yeah.
I've never even played it, but that's 100 players, and we had to give them a whole like I think we have 7 halls for LVO this year, 7 halls, and they like MCP has got basically their own little hall in the corner, just doing their thing, which is pretty cool.
Let me
But,
tell you how hard it is to record 40K content when there's things like MCP out there.
yeah, right.
Moving on away. Back to Warhammer. Wow, it's so good. What is the number one question that you're asked right now about kind of LVO? Because you're obviously kind of the point person. Everyone's emailing you, I'm guessing, dozens of times a day. Like, why haven't you responded to my message I sent you 3 minutes ago?
And like, I didn't realize when I took this job that so much of my personal life would get impacted by my work now. Like, I get everyone asking me through Facebook and like random people showing up at my house sometimes and ringing my doorbell. It's kind of creepy. No, that hasn't happened yet. I hope that never happens.
Sorry about that. And Seth has promised
John,
to not say your
to show up at Kicker's doorstep, please follow Main Street down to Elm. Take a left at Oak.
No. I mean, honestly, I love the interaction with everyone. Like that makes my day truly enjoyable. It gets a little overwhelming sometimes, especially when everyone asks the same question. I mean, listen, the judges get it all the time. Everyone's right now asking, are Custodes going to be played at LVO? And John and Adam and the whole crew's repetitively said about 1,000 times, yes, Custodes and GSC will be played at LVO. I'm getting a lot of questions that are logistics, like what kind of policies in place regarding masks, and I've had to say that probably 30 or 40 times just today in emails. So if you've gotten an automated response to me that seems super informal, that's because it is. I think the other question I get a lot about is just like it's a lot of new players. I think this year we're gonna have a huge influx of newer people that have never been to LVO, and they just have like the basic question like, what is BCP? And I'm like, oh crap.
Oh, no.
Like because I'm not prepared to go into how to use BCP and everything like that. One thing that is kind of
neither is
do you
BCP.
like breaks?
Say what?
You like breaks in between your game. Then you're gonna love BCP.
I know Val does.
Just kidding. We love you, BCP.
We love you. No, the BCP guys have been really on point, at least since I've come on board with Frontline Gaming, because I think they remember the past and they do not want the ball to be dropped for this year. So they've got contingency plan after contingency plan, and I'm getting a chat going between them, the judges, so that everyone's on the same page, so that this year hopefully things ride very smoothly. And I'm having them test everything in ridiculous quantities. I know that they've tested, I think, a 2,000 person event already, like, just a fictional 2,000 person event, and it seemed to run smoothly. So, fingers crossed that it works.
I think the craziest part for me was, I think we were talking about like the 2020 LVO, where we had kind of like that big in around gap. Danny, we were hanging out with software engineers. That's who we were talking to, players who are in their real-time job, software engineers. And they're sitting talking to us about how, oh yeah, it's just a Stack Overflow. And we're like, yeah, cool. So can we go eat? That was kind of
no, we can't. We don't know what time we're going to be playing our next round, John. We couldn't eat.
That's fair. That is fair.
Though, like another question. So we're talking about like, okay, so BCP shows up, mass policy. Another question is like beer. Like, when does the bar open up? I don't think I don't know if we realize how heavy the 40K community is when it comes to drinking. Like, they're super into their beer, and that's something I never thought I'd have to involve my career is now, is like, how early can I get the hotel to open up its bars for us? And they're like, we'll open up as soon as you want. So bars are open at 10 a.m. at the LVO. We can't do it any earlier because we have serving breakfast before that, and we've got our limited staff. But so I think that's the cutting, like the really deep questions people want to know is when they can get their first drink. By the way, Bloody Marys or not, guys? Like, I still want to I want Bloody Marys to be a thing at events. Is that just stupid? Is that just a dumb dream of mine?
Any drink where your mixer is tomato juice is a stupid idea, and I stand by this.
Whoa! Man, let's not get crazy here, John.
We're getting crazy. God. Like, you're ruining perfectly good vodka by adding tomato juice. Like, reject tomato sauce.
But you're making it socially acceptable to drink in the morning.
Unbelievable. I'm really disappointed in you right now, John. That is the only socially acceptable breakfast drink, and you're ruining it. I mean, there's the Bellini, and there's
Mimosa.
Mimosas.
There's but like
screwdrivers. There's regular drinks. You add vodka
the screwdriver is not an appropriate breakfast drink.
It is.
In Louisiana, it is. I'm just saying where I'm from. It's
there you go. See. You're being
Okay,
culturally
yeah, let's ask
insensitive
the
to our
home of
guest,
Mardi
Danny.
Gras what an appropriate breakfast drink is here.
All right. Well, but that is kind of weird though. I never had to think about like these weird things that have come up for my job now, or like what kind of like toilet to attendee ratio do we have? Like these are just
Interesting question. What's
yeah,
the
right.
answer
No,
to
but these are
that?
important. These are important. Like at the New Orleans Open, they ran out of toilet paper. I guess 40K players shit a
Bro.
lot. I have no idea, but I had to go on a mission to get us toilet paper and make sure that no one was stuck in the stall unattended. So
So, like,
Guys,
this
this
may
is
come as
COVID.
a surprise to you, but gamers don't live the most healthy lifestyle.
you
So,
don't say.
yeah.
It's fair. Yeah. Kicker's just like, hey, could you pick up some toilet paper on your way back from your 6-mile run this morning? And everyone's like,
Yeah.
what? No, I don't think I will.
Yeah.
Or,
yeah.
no,
So you
there
guys
are
go off
healthy
of
people who go there. I was going to say, see,
yeah.
there are other healthy people there.
Yeah.
What is your best jogging route that you've mapped out
My-
for Las Vegas for your 4 a.m.
So here's the sad thing is I don't know if you're actually serious or not because I really
No,
would go
I am.
into
We're
this.
dead
No, I'm
serious.
saying I'm not going to do it, but I'm interested in what it is.
So in all honesty, my wife makes me go for runs in the morning because I'm basically a puppy dog. If you don't let me go outside to go play, I'm just gonna shit in the corner. So she's like, you got to go get
Extreme,
all
but
yeah,
fair.
you know, like that's so I have to go outside. This is me like what is it? We're 10 p.m. at night. Like this is me exhausted. I've been up since 4 o'clock this morning, so I have to try and go for runs to get my craziness out. But yes, there's a really nice run right down the strip, which is always fun.
Amazing.
Okay.
And remember,
yeah.
if you see Kicker with the zoomies, it's because he didn't get his run. in.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, yeah, if we can avoid the shitting in the corner, I'm sure that would be frowned upon on stream.
Especially now that, if we look earlier, we had the mysterious video of the gentleman with FLGN shirt.
No, yeah, that wasn't me.
Dusted Val in a corner. And now we have someone in an FLGN shirt saying they shit in the corner if they don't run enough. There's an awful lot of things adding up here. Coincidence? Who knows?
It's coincidence.
Not me. What are you personally most excited about for the Las Vegas Open?
All right. I mean, I don't want this to sound like cheesy and stuff, but it's a little cheesy. Like, there's just so much freaking energy in that room. Like, you got to live off that adrenaline rush, right? Like, that's why I took this job with FLG, right? Is when I first went to LVO, I'm like, I want to be part of this company. Like, seeing that intensity of people just so pumped to be playing this basically stupid game that we love. It was just like, oh wow, I want to be part of this. I don't want to make this my full-time job. So yeah, now I'm fortunate to have joined in. But yeah, just that amount of people all playing the game. It's kind of like when you go to like a stand-up comedy show or you see a comedy movie, right? It's so much more fun when you're in a packed audience and everyone sharing the same kind of emotion. Yeah. I know it's sappy, but it's the truth.
We got a comment from the chat.
Shoot.
Tamadachi Express says Kicker is definitely an outside host.
And
I agree. Yeah, because you're a puppy.
I got it. Yes, I'm an out. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And I use it. 100%.
Yep,
100%.
That's super good. Now every time I see you excited, I'm just going to say you have the zoomies. That's
Yeah,
thing now.
dude,
It's
totally.
it gets put in there. And then chat, if you guys have any questions for Kicker regarding anything, regarding kind of signals, the LVO, when he's bringing a major to your state so that you don't have to fly through SeaTac every
Dude,
time.
that's actually a legit
down.
question. People are constantly asking us to bring an event to their part of the country, and we want to. I think what's important though is if you don't just like say, please come to our part of the country. Like maybe give me a reason. Like maybe there's a venue there that's really awesome. I'm already working on a contract for 2023 because a player didn't just say, hey, come to my part of the country. He said, come stay, do this venue. This is why you should do this venue. I've already got you, the contact of the manager there. You're not in this area already. And like half the work was done for me. I'm already like negotiating this. So we might have a new event. I can't announce where, but already lined up because somebody did ask. Actually, a lot of people keep on talking about the Northeast, like Boston area. I don't know. What do you guys think? A Boston event? Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
That seems really far away. And like I would have to take.
yeah, Alaska.
Like,
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, what about an Alaska event, Kicker?
Right. Alaska. I mean, I love it.
There's like 2 game stores. One of them can hold like 24 people if they go in the hallway.
Yeah, there we go. Boom.
It's
done.
it's great.
Hey, we have convention halls and things like that, John. There's plenty of space there.
That's fair. One time we did have like a 42-person GT.
Oh, it's legit, man.
Crazy.
That's
Crazy.
legit.
Long time ago.
Well, I mean, how often do you guys travel to the lower 48 to go play 40K? I mean, like, because that's a legit trip for you.
Every
right?
day.
every day. Oh yeah,
Danny now lives
you're in
in
Idaho
Idaho.
now,
Yeah.
right?
Because I live in Idaho.
Okay, well, that's no fun.
I am looking at doing the old once a quarter trip.
All right,
That's
cool.
kind of
Okay.
my schedule now, hopefully moving
Cool.
forward. So yeah, if you want to keep on scheduling thing once a quarter,
Once a quarter, just do that.
that'd be better. Yeah, just 4 events. It's fine. That way I don't have FOMO. FOMO real big right now in the community. Because I don't want to miss any challenge coins. Kicker,
No,
there's
you do
challenge
not
coins
want to
now.
miss your challenge coin, dude. Like I had no idea that people would love these coins so much. I just thought it was like a fun little idea, a little, a participation award. Everyone gets one, and those things have, people have started trying to sell them, and like I've almost been held up by gunpoint to get more coins. It's pretty ridiculous how much
Luckily, it
people
was
want
just
these.
a knife. So,
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, because it was in Great Britain, of course.
And
No,
speaking of, going, yeah, your coins.
No, but the coins are great. The coins are great. I mean, honestly, the coins are the most beloved thing we give out. We're doing stickers at LVO, so everyone's going to get a sticker. But the challenge coin is what people all get really pumped about. We've done koozies before. We did posters. All stuff. We did a full size poster for ACO. That was the first one. Like, let's give that a shot. People could care less about a damn poster, so we never did that. We're never doing that again. I thought posters were cool.
College dorm rooms across the country are sad. You won't be doing posters.
No, those kids can't afford to come play 40K somewhere else.
Terrible.
No,
terrible. And this year, you're importing a coach to come and tell people how to play as well as an option for all the good tryhards out there, right?
Yeah. I mean, so here's my thought. Like, right, we have the hall on Thursday night after we're done setting up. Like, why don't we utilize that hall some way? And Stephen Box, Vanguard Tactics dude's like, you know what? I can fly over there. I'm already coming. Let me coach some people. He's got a lot of American students, and why not make it happen? So they get like first dibs to play in the 40K Champs Hall on the terrain. Get to know our pot, as you guys lovingly call it, our player optimized terrain rules. Or poop. Wait, what's poop? Wait, what are we calling poop?
Player organized and optimized placement.
Oh my god, jeez! I think we're changing to poop. Let's just do it. Let's just
no, that's
official.
GW style. So that's how you know the difference. Pot and poop.
Pot and poop. Yeah. I love it. I love it. This is great. I love this. This is what
the GW is poop.
Sure.
Frontline's pop.
Is poop. I love it. Let's just make this the 2022 season. Let's do it. I mean, come on. Start Cherokee Open with poop. I love it. Okay.
Well, now I know what I'm reading for my B-roll next week, Kicker. So
I mean, that's how hey, man, that's how I'm going to start my Cherokee Open. I'll tell you that.
I don't even know what the hell we're talking about now. But all right, cool. I love it.
Who even does?
Terrain kicker.
Yeah,
it's
Stephen
terrain.
Bucks.
We're talking about
Stephen
terrain.
Bucks.
Yeah, Stephen Bucks.
So,
so we are going to have the Vanguard Tactics workshop. Just because a lot of people, I think I alluded to earlier, there's a lot of new people that this is their first time ever going into an LVO. This is the first time going to a Frontline gaming event, especially coming out of COVID. Like, we didn't have events last year. So there's a lot of new people that have jumped into the community during COVID, right? So this is the first big boy major tournament. So we figured, you know what, let's help, get them ready for this so that they're not going in and getting their ass completely handed to them round one. So yeah, that's where that all developed from. And dude, like, people freaking loved it. As soon as we announced it, the flood of people signing up was pretty great. So that's going to probably be happening every year, but I want to kind of see about rolling it out to something like ACO as well, where we can hopefully get crowds. Our whole strategy, right, is that LVO and ACO are two big like crown jewel events. That's kind of the whole game plan as we roll it. And then we'll have a bunch of smaller regional events, like Texas or SoCal.
Now, Kicker, you're the event manager for Frontline Gaming.
Entitled.
You also entitled and I guess actions by the fact you organize all this stuff. You also attended the GW Open event this year as well. Yeah. What was your takeaway about the GW Open event?
Guys, it was really good. Like, I'm not going to deny it was really good. I had a lot of fun, and that's like, I'm not gonna bullshit. Like, that was a fun event. I really liked it. I was a little skeptical at first about the terrain because it is different, and you had to get used to that, the plexiglass, whatever. But at the end of the day, it was a really fun event. I really liked the last day. I know that was kind of controversial because we don't do that at LVO. The third day, if you didn't make the finals, you kind of just go play in an RTT or the long war doubles. I kind of like the GW. Everyone can still play and get a few more rounds in, because then you're playing with people that suck like you, and it was great. Like, I really enjoyed having. Those were some of my most fun games. So I think that's something that I kind of would like to consider rolling out. at the end of the day, though, I'm the manager of the event, but I'm not I'm not really in charge of the format or any of the rules. So that comes more from the rest of the guys. But I will definitely say, hey, let's make that happen. Also, like the GW, I paid for like the fancy pants ticket that came with all sorts of stuff. I was like, oh yeah, they've got some really good stuff that Frontline Gaming we can't make. Like we can't make custom Warhammer models because obviously that's not our thing.
Right.
But I was like, oh, that's pretty sweet. We do have, I gotta say, I think the dice that we're giving out with the LVO high roller package definitely beat the GW dice. Just saying. But
because they're readable, I'm guessing, if it goes by
Yes,
any
they're
other of the
readable. Yes, that's
GW
exactly
dice
why.
that I've seen.
Yeah,
Because they don't have a symbol on the 1 and the 6.
yeah, right. Oh, there we go. Yeah,
They're also made of regular dice material and
yeah,
not rubber.
not like bouncy, jumpy shit or those. Do you see those weird lumineth dice that look like cylindrical or some nonsense? Yeah, those.
Oh yeah, the polygons.
Yeah. Nice and collector's items, not really functional.
That's a really polite way to say never use these against me because I will refuse to play you. If
I'm
you pull out
packing my
the
lumineth
cylinders.
dice with me. For this
Oh my gosh,
roll.
guys! I would have put out this challenge for LVO.
Yeah, shoot.
Whoever sticks the most post-it notes to Danny's back without him realizing wins a prize.
Oh,
Wow.
I will help fund that prize in some way or another.
The joke is my back is going to be so sweaty, nothing is going to stick to it. So I hope
it's not a competition if it's easy.
Exactly.
And also, if Kicker's helping with the prize, I want in, so I'll
Hey,
win.
Yeah, totally.
Val, quit clarifying.
let's do a mat. Let's throw in a mat there. You know, whatever mat someone wants, we'll custom make them a mat for throwing post-it notes in the back of Danny's back. I'm all for it.
Perfect. This is going to be awesome.
Wonderful. Danny, what else we got going from the chat here?
That a community fueled by FOMO loves collectible coins. I'm shocked.
Yeah, right.
Shocked. And then also, will it be a post-it mat?
I mean,
It could be.
Yeah, why not? Sure, let's do it. We can do anything. We can print all our. We can make whatever the hell we want. Let's do it.
Yeah,
do it.
Awesome.
The Danny Backchamp 22.
Yeah. Will somebody get a free box of cereal from you, Kicker? Your favorite?
Oh yeah,
your favorite
dude, I am bringing as much cereal as I can bring in my carry-on. I mean, I know that you can buy cereal in Las Vegas. I believe it's a product sold in the Clark County area.
But I don't know if you know about this about Clark County. Cereal is illegal there.
Oh yeah, right.
Only Bloody Marys.
Everything else totally okay.
Yeah,
you have to go to
I go through TSA
and
they open up my box, my bag, and they're like, "What the hell? Like, seriously, you are a grown ass man. Why are you traveling around with 6 boxes of Honey Nut Chex?" And I'm like, "Well, Honey Nut Chex is good. It's underrated. It's hard to find. I like it. I like to have my Honey Nut Chex in the morning." Yeah, so I do love sugar breakfast cereal. That's a big part of my my life. It's a lifestyle choice. Yeah. Sure. John, what's your favorite sugary cereal? Come on, you got to have a favorite one, please. Come on.
I enjoy Lucky Charms, as it is not something I'm used to in my home country.
Okay.
So
wait, where are you from that doesn't have Lucky Charms?
Scotland.
Oh no, that's
from the UK.
Poor deprived country. I'm so sorry.
So I think the fanciest cereal I had growing up was Corn Pops.
Corn Pops. All right,
yeah, and that was my treat one.
That's good.
Other than that, and guys in chat, Weetabix was what my parents taught me, and it's awful.
It's just,
so Val knows what that is. I heard that in my ear.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's gagging a little bit in the background. Yeah, it's disgusting.
Nothing like dry bran.
That's like saying I like grape nuts. Like that's just it's not appropriate at all.
Yeah, aren't those basically like shredded wheat? Isn't that what Weetabix are?
One big shredded wheat.
Yeah. No, that's exactly what it's like.
You have to work to consume that crap. They want you to shred your own damn cereal. Like,
right? Yeah. What the hell? They want you to do the work for them.
Yeah.
One day at the factory, the cutting machine broke, and they were like, "Well, what are we going to do?" And I'm like, "Well, let's just sell the log, and then we'll go from there."
They had a horse just take a directly onto the conveyor line and baked it.
Far more.
Oh no, that would have more moisture than your average.
No, they baked it first, John. It's hard. It's baked to a crisp.
That still has more moisture than a Weetabix.
Oh.
Well, Danny, as a true blood, a sugar in your blood American, what is your cereal choice? Come on.
Okay, so something that's come out fairly recently is my favorite, and I was shocked and surprised, and just my heart filled with joy. They have a s'more cereal now that is a combination of Cocoa Puffs, Golden Grams
Yes.
and marshmallows.
Yes, yes, and you can buy that in a Feed Africa
Bulk
size
meal.
bag, right?
yeah.
So you can just take that home and just consume it for a good
I
month
could.
straight. Yeah, that's a beautiful cereal. That is a beautiful cereal.
Again,
We can
though,
be friends, Danny. We can be friends.
Okay,
Kicker,
good,
Free
it
to John.
concerns me. It concerns me that you think that you can't buy cereal in Vegas. You have not only do you have to take your own, but for less than a week's stay, you need 6 boxes.
I mean, yeah, I mean, there's like 6 meals a day of cereal. Like, I mean, you have to do that, right?
God.
Jeez, I mean, what are you eating? Gosh, man.
Well, so let's not go that far. Danny, before we wrap this up here, do we have anything else that we want to ask Kicker, or does the chat have anything else that we want to bring up to his attention here before we let him get going?
No. I think we're good on this end.
Amazing. Cool. Well, Kicker, thank you so much for coming on, for only spilling moderate amounts of information that you weren't supposed to. I'll let the people figure out what that was and what that wasn't. Guys, if you had a great time today, like I know I did, you can catch Kicker every Wednesday with Name Redacted on Signals from the Frontline right here on the Frontline Gaming Network. And you can come see him in person at the Las Vegas Open at the Rio in Las Vegas, the last weekend in January this year. Come say hi, bug him, shame him for having to import cereal within the continental United States. And let him know. Let him know where you want Frontline to host majors, like to the specific hotel block that you
please,
want him
please.
And again, guys, your loyal listeners or watchers, Pacific Northwest, please. I don't like to travel. It's not fun.
John, Pacific Northwest. No, but John,
yeah.
Seriously, you say Pacific Northwest. I gotta ask, man. Are we talking like Seattle here or Boise? Where do you want?
I gotta say, Seattle is a shorter flight, but I'm pretty sure I can get cheap lodgings in Boise or near Boise. Danny is offered me a very good rate on a room block for a couch for only $300 a night, which for Boise,
pretty cheap.
Pretty cheap. That's what he tells me. So I'm very excited. But anywhere around there would be super exciting to go to. But yeah. You guys know where to find him. He hangs out in the Frontline Gaming community page on Facebook an awful lot and kind of answers all of your guys' questions with a huge amount of positivity. So thanks for that, because some of those questions are just top notch. We can't wait to see you all in the LVO. LVO 22-month rolls on next week, where Danny and I will be talking to one of a good player, I should say. We have the person in mind here, Danny. It's going to be a big old surprise to see their plans for LVO, what they're expecting out of the event, and how you can maximize your fun as a player at the Las Vegas Open. Until then, thank you, Kicker, for coming on. Thank you, Danny. Thank you, producer Val. Thank you, Tricky Dick, for that amazing video. Which, God, I mean, actually, Val, is there a way that we can pull up that Road to the LVO video one more time? Just so we can enjoy that beautiful thing to play us out. And while that plays us out, you have a great time, and we will see you next Monday. Close enough. Well, Val, gets that figured out for us. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'll see you next Monday. Oh.